So after the disaster I had with the A500 trying to retrobrite it and it going streaky, Soldier Station 5 suggested in the comments of that you submerge it in liquid peroxide. Other people suggested that as well actually, but he was saying that you don't need liquid peroxide, you can just use hair cream, and he also mixes some Vanish in with it as well.
Tough stains can be such a frustration, but not for Vanish Gold Powder.
That seems like a good idea, but I looked up Vanish, and Vanish just happens to be sodium percarbonate, which has just got hydrogen peroxide in it anyway. So I figure that I can just retrobrite by putting stuff in water and Vanish. And I want to have a go at that today just to see if it will work. And I've got this super yellow mouse that came with the A1200 I bought. It's supposed to be this colour, and it's ended up this colour. So I figure I could take this apart, we could put this just in Vanish, nothing else, Vanish and water, and see if it actually is able to retrobrite this. Because if it can do this in the water, then you shouldn't be able to get any of the streaky effects that you'll get if you're just using the cream. And the reason I'd like to just use Vanish is it's really easy to get hold of. This just came from the supermarket. The Vanish website's quite good as well actually, because they actually list the ingredients. In fact, the ingredients are written there on the back. Sodium bicarbonate, there it is. Anionic, non-ionic surfactants. So I think that's like washing up liquid. It's got enzymes in it and an unpronounceable chemical. Tetracetoethylene. Oh, I can't even get that. So I don't know what that is, but it's the sodium bicarbonate that we're interested in, because that basically has hydrogen peroxide in it. And if we stick this under a UV light, this will probably release lots of oxygen. And I assume that that's what's actually causing the retrobriting effect. At least I think it's what's causing the retrobriting effect, but I don't really know. It says in the instructions, once mixed, do not leave the solution in a sealed container. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in a sealed container. It will continue to give off oxygen. Yeah, the container may build up pressure and leak. Well, hopefully it does give oxygen when I do that. It tells you to mix 1 scoop, and I'll show you the scoop, which is 60 grams with a litre of water, I think, is that right? Soak, add 1 scoop to 4 litres of water. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 scoop to 1 litre of water. I don't know if that's a good idea, but that's what I'm going to do. I've just made that up off the top of my head. I don't really know, but I actually measured the scoop to see if it really was 60 grams, and it is bang on 60 grams. If you do a level scoop, it's 60 grams of Vanish. So yeah, I'm going to mix a scoop of this, so 60 grams of Vanish, with a litre of water. That's why I've got this, because this just happens to be a 1 litre bottle, Tesco orange juice. You can use whatever kind of orange juice bottle you want. So I'll mix 60 grams into this bottle of water, and I've got these 2 tubs. And what I'll do is I'll fill 1 with water, I'll fill 1 with water and Vanish, and then I think what I'll do is I'll take this apart and I will put 1 button in the Vanish and I'll put the other button in the normal just water, and we'll stick them both under a UV light and then we'll see what happens. So we'll do it for 1 hour, say. I suppose the hard part is keeping this submerged. I haven't really thought how I'm going to do that yet. First job is just to get this mouse open, and I have checked this just before I started because I couldn't work out how to get this open. There's screws underneath this sticker. Oh yeah, look at that. The GoPro's right in the way of my arm. There we go. So a couple of screws. Does this come off now? Oh, is it clipped as well? Oh, there it was. It was a clip. Oh, it's just 1 clip there. Oh no. Yeah, 1 clip. Okay, oh, got some dog hair and stuff in there. That's really cool. So can I get these switches out? If I can't, then this is not going to be very good. Yeah, I think these are glued on, so I'm not going to take the buttons off. What I'll do instead, remove the electronics from in here. I don't even know if this mouse works, you know. I will put these 2 halves in, and you can see there that the sides are clearly matched in that how bright they are. So that side and that side totally matches. This side is not as yellow, but it does match, and the underneath is quite white anyway. So the inside looks like it's the original colour, and the bottom's the original colour. So yeah, so I'll put these 2 halves in instead. I mean, it's not a really super scientific test, is it? Because these things are going to be submerged. I mean, maybe the UV light doesn't make any difference actually hitting this. Maybe we just need the UV light to actually disturb the hydrogen peroxide, so it releases the oxygen, which then binds to this, maybe, but I don't know. It's a Mitsumi mouse, by the way, or Mitsumi Electronics. So let me go give these just a quick scrub now. Okay, so this is all cleaned up now, and the next problem is just trying to weight this down so it stays submerged, because I'm assuming this thing's going to float. I found some old door hinges that I bought for like £1 ages ago, and I've got 5 of them or something, so I'll probably try and use those. I'll just attach some wire to I'll put the screws back in, I'll just attach some wire to these, and hopefully that'll keep them mostly underwater. I'm not exactly sure. So there we go, hopefully that's enough to keep that submerged, and I'll do the same thing for the other one. So hopefully that's enough to keep that weighed down. Well, we'll find out in a minute if this works. So I'll just fill one of these with water. These are both identical containers, identical construction anyway. Just going to put some water in this one. Maybe this will this hold a litre of water? Let me try it. It'd be nice if it was exactly 1 litre. Let's see if this actual container holds a litre of water. I don't think it does. Not quite, but that doesn't matter, because when I mix it, I just need to make sure that I pour about the same amount in each one. So I'll mark it on here where I poured to. I poured to about there. So yeah, that's where I poured to. I'll put that in the water. Is it going to weigh it down? Oh, it's underwater. Cool. Right, well that's worked. That was a surprise. Just going to put a W on the front. And then let's fill the other one. So this one is the one that is going to get the Vanish. Let me put 1 scoop of Vanish in this. Right, I need a funnel. I don't have a funnel. I need a piece of paper to act as a funnel. Hopefully I don't get Vanish all over my desk. So there we have 60 grams of Vanish. Oh, I already did it. Wow, that's a lot of Vanish. Right. Ooh, that stuff really smells as well. It smells nice. It's really quite potent stuff. Let me go fill the rest up with water. There it is. This smells lovely. There we go, all mixed in. Let's put my safety glasses on. Don't want to get this in my eyes. So I need to pour down to about this black line. Oh, it did. Oh, it's fizzy, a little bit fizzy. Right. So I'm going to pour down to the same line. Oh, it's not. I thought it was going to be clear. It's not clear. A bit more. This is not clear at all. Oh my God, maybe I've put way too much in. We'll find out. That's about the same amount that I put in the other one. A little bit more. There we go. So that's about, oh, I shouldn't keep the top on this. Apparently it will explode if I put it in a sealed container. Who's to say? Now this stuff's really slimy. I can feel it on my hands already. Oh, that is probably way too much. I don't know. It also says not to put metal things in here, like zippers and stuff like that, when you're soaking it. I've just put a metal thing, but I'll put the same metal thing in both, so we'll see how it goes. Right, can I submerge that? It's not very well submerged. This is the dumbest thing I've done all day. How am I going to fully submerge when it just doesn't want to do it? I'm going to put a little more wire in. I thought this was going to be like more like it's going to burn my fingers, but it doesn't. Not like the hydrogen peroxide Salon cream. Yeah, I think that's the best I can do, unfortunately. It doesn't want to stay under. I'll put a bit more liquid in, maybe that'll help, because this thing just wants to go higher. Oh, it is a little bit nasty on my fingers. Right, that's going in there. Even though it says not to put the lid on, this might explode. Let's put a V on here. Not that I thought we wouldn't be able to tell, but you really can. You really can see the difference. So I'm going to bring in the Retrobrite box. I'm going to put them in there under UV light for an hour, I think. So these two are going in the Retrobrite box. Okay, so in goes that one. In goes the very soapy. It is already starting to spill out of it. By the way, this pound shop glue just didn't work. Rubbish. Those guys are in there like that, and we're going to put the UV light on top here, and then they're going to get UV light for about an hour, and we'll see what happens. This one might explode. There they are under the UV. So yeah, so I'm going to leave this under here for 1 hour, maybe a bit longer, and then I'll come back and we'll have a look at the results. Oh, it smells very washing-y. Oh, it stinks. I mean, it stinks nice, but it stinks. Oh, this tinfoil has completely come unstuck. So something's been happening. So yeah, it's definitely leaking out of the box. I mean, the water one hasn't leaked, so. It still looks pretty yellow. I think that did actually get a little bit lighter. I mean, it's not the colour it's supposed to be. But I think that's actually done something. It's not as bright as you'd like it, but tell you what, it's definitely nice and even. And even the bit that isn't properly submerged is actually working. I think that has done something. Yeah, so I think that maybe has done, I mean, it's done something. Yeah, I'm going to take this out, give it a bit of a wash, and then I'll take the other one out and I'll put them next to each other and see if anything's actually changed. Yeah, so I've just given that a bit of a rinse. That does actually look whiter. That does look like it's doing it, and it isn't streaky. Here's my control. That's interesting. I don't know if that's actually got whiter as well. Okay, so here's the two halves just next to each other. I can't quite put them back together because I've still got those weights inside. They look about the same. Looks about the same, which is what it looked like before. So that's after 2 hours inside there. I mean, to my eye, when I took it out, I thought, oh, that's got a bit lighter. But looking at it there, it has not. It has not changed in 2 hours. So 2 hours under the UV light with the Vanish, and it has done nothing. Either that, or maybe it has changed and this has also changed because this was also under the UV light. Maybe just the water alone is doing something. But you can see there inside that this line here is how white we wanted it. Is the Vanish alone actually doing anything? Or is this something where you've got to do this for like a week and it will get lighter? I'm not sure, but I think if you can't get any change in 2 hours, it's probably not that much use, like just trying to do this on its own. So yeah, so I tell you what though, one thing it does do is it smells great. I think I'm going to call it a day there after 2 hours. I'm not going to leave this in for any longer because it doesn't look like it's done anything. I've not seen any significant change in 2 hours. So to sum up, trying to retrobrite with Vanish Oxi Advance is not a good idea, but it does make your room smell really nice. So I decided, because it was late at night when I finished, that I will just leave these in all night just to see what happens. So I actually took both lids off the plastic boxes and I left them just in the water and I sat the lamp on top of it, and it was, I think it was exactly another 9 hours. Same everything except I'd just taken the lids off the top. And the interesting part is that they've come out. This is actually significantly lighter. It's nowhere near the brightness that it should be, but it's actually quite a lot lighter than it was. But that's actually quite good. And then the other interesting part is that the bottom half, the one that was in the water, has the exact same thing has happened to it. So what this really goes to show in the end is that the Vanish had no effect, but actually sticking it under the UV lamp just in water seems to have had an effect on its own. So that is not what I was expecting for this. And it does also go to show that if I hadn't done the one in the water, the control, I wouldn't have really known that it was actually the Vanish that wasn't really doing anything. Because I might have thought, oh yeah, Vanish makes things lighter, because this has gone significantly lighter. But then so is the other bit, which was just in a bowl of water. So just the UV light on its own is doing quite a lot of work, and possibly it's to do with the water. I don't know. It's very interesting. But just to see how much this has changed, I got this with the A1200 that I got recently, and this was about the same colour as the keys, and this has gone significantly brighter actually, so it's nowhere near what it should be. Yeah, that used to be as yellow as the keys, and in fact so did this bit as well, and this bit's also gone the same. Yeah, that isn't the result I was expecting, is that sticking this in a bowl of water and putting it under a UV lamp has actually improved it. But it did take 11 hours to do that, which is really slow, and it hasn't even fully brightened it. So I stand by my original conclusion of using Vanish alone to try and retrobrite something is pretty much a waste of time.